There we go. We're going we're gonna go back to the original split. I oh so I don't know if you have watched, you know, uh what are you trying to think of? Or I don't know if you've been following along and like watching every episode, but I was talking about changing up my split. Because what I've been doing, I mean, for this whole time, ever since the beginning of the bulk, it's pretty much been legs, chest, back, arms. Sometimes I'll do shoulders after chest, but I kind of don't need constant shoulder stimulation. Relative to my arms, they're just too big. You know, I've said this a billion times. But I wanted to change it up because I tried doing quads only, and I liked it. I like doing quads on their own, but that would mean that I got to put hamstrings somewhere. So I ended up kind of bouncing some shit around. So the last, couple of, I think I've done maybe 2 rotations of it so far. I was doing quads, chest, back and buys, triceps and hamstrings. So today would have been, tris and hamstrings, but eh, back and buys, I just don't love it. I want to go back to the regular shit. So I'm definitely glad I tried something new, because in my mind, right, the logic was there. I wanted to try this kind of different routine, whatever. It seemed like it could have been a good idea. But then in practice, I realized, all right, I think I pretty much had it locked down before. But it's definitely better to go through that kind of exercise in your training routine. Because if you don't try to do new shit every so often, and maybe try to really change up your training style, then you're just going to be stuck with wherever you are now. And for the most part, me included, everybody included, you can always fucking improve your training. Your workout split, your rep schemes, your the way that you actually do your reps, your frequency, everything about your fucking training can be improved. Pretty much, in well, obviously you can't make your training like 5 times more effective, but you can get closer to like perfection. Hypothetically, there's a perfect workout routine for you specifically based on your diet, genetics, muscle fibers, fast twitch, slow twitch, whatever. There's no way you're going to know what that is. But you can do your best by trying new shit, seeing if you like it, if it's made results, and then if it hasn't, then say, all right, that was fucking stupid, let's try something else. And I don't mean make like insanely drastic changes. Like, let's say you've been lifting for 6 months doing push-pull legs. I don't know if it's in your best interest to like start doing a full body training workout like daily, like every day doing full body. I think that may be a little bit too drastic. Is that kind of, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like earlier, back in my fucking early days, I was doing 25 sets per body part twice a week. So my arm day was 25 total sets of curls, working sets, and then 25 total sets of triceps. Now, basically what happened was I kind of watched enough lifting videos and sort of talked to whatever big dudes in the gym and came to the consensus, all right, I'm probably doing a lot of fluff volume, because if I got onto a tricep pushdown and I did 5 sets with a rope, the way that I was doing it, I wasn't really pushing myself on most of those sets. I was just kind of like doing the reps, kind of going through the motions. So that's just one example of a relatively drastic change I ended up making. Because now, pretty much in my mind, what I'm trying to do is enough sets such that if every set is pretty hard, then by the time I've done 8 to 12-ish, I feel like I'm fully pumped and I've done enough work to stimulate some growth. But enough of all this workout split talk. If I'm not doing the split, if I'm gonna revert to the split that I've been doing, then what's the lift gonna be tonight? Am I gonna do triceps and hamstrings? No. I'll just do full-on legs tomorrow. So I think, well, I know for a fact I'm gonna do triceps. That's a guarantee. I might throw some forearms and calves in at the end, just because, I mean, the tricep workout's only going to take me like 30 minutes. Not the most time consuming body part for me to hit. So let's just get in there. It is. I'd go so far as to say it's an ungodly hour. There might be one person in there, so let's go keep them company. Okay, so there is one other dude. Like I kind of, honestly, exactly like I expected. But pre-triceps, same with any other fucking muscle, I gotta get warm. I'm not gonna jump straight to the whole stack and start throwing shit around. It's gonna hurt my elbows. Same with like on leg extensions. My first set of leg extensions, if I were to just jump straight to the whole stack, which sure, I mean, I'm definitely strong enough to be able to do it without worrying about like a muscle tear or something, but that would just fucking send my knees, my patella and whatever else on fire. So before I get into any heavy push downs for triceps, I'm just going to sit here for probably 5-ish more minutes and just gradually increase the weight. So I'll do probably another 5-ish reps with, that was 25, so I'll probably do some with 40, and then 60, and then 80, and then a stack. And then by the time I'm pushing that with one arm, I think I'm pretty much as warm as I'm going to get. And then I'll start whatever my first working set's going to be. With just a little bit of ingenuity, you can easily add 2 fucking extra plates to any weight stack, assuming your strength is, enough that the whole stack for regular double arm pushdowns is just not sufficient. But let's just sit here for a couple sets. While I'm strong, I'm gonna try to do pretty reasonable reps, full stretch, squeeze hard at the bottom. But once I start getting fatigued, I don't mind doing some fucking partials, because I just think it's so, it's so arbitrary to want to end your set purely because you can't do a rep with perfect form. If I'm on pec deck, then what's perfect form? Going all the way down to the bottom and touching your hands. If you get to a point of exhaustion in the set where you can't touch your hands anymore, should you just rack the weight and be done? I'm not inclined to believe so, man. I want to get some fucking partials out because I know I've got shit left in the tank. Same thing's going to apply with these pushdowns. A little drop set. Okay. All right. Let's move on to some kind of more squeezing focus movement. So I'm not sure this is like just a me problem, but what'll happen is after I've like done the majority of the tricep workout, if I were to try to squeeze, if I were to try to do a couple of sets with the rope, I just wouldn't be able to flex it that hard in the contracted position. Just because when my triceps get pumped enough, even just standing here without any fucking weight, it almost gets hard to straighten my arms all the way. It's like my triceps don't want to get all the way contracted. There's just so much fucking blood in there. So for me, I think I'm going to try and just do the rope earlier, set number 4. And with these reps, it's going to be completely fucking different than the ones I was just doing, because I'm not just trying to move around as much weight as possible. I've literally just got half the stack on here, and I'm just trying to fucking squeeze and burn at the bottom. So pretty much my opposition during the set isn't just, getting so fatigued that I just can't move the weight anymore. It's more so just fucking a battle of attrition with how much burning I can take. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. That's enough. Let's move on to, I don't know yet. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more kind of lighter squeezing movement, and then try to get back into more of a, heavy-ish, just push down. I might even just go back to the straight bar, honestly. But I'm going to do some reverse, like underhand single arm tricep extensions. Now with these, same thing as the first set of the rope. I'm going to try to squeeze and like pause the first rep, or the first couple of reps when I'm strong. But once I start getting weak, form's gonna, I don't want to say go out the window, but I'm gonna be kind of cheating on some reps just to get some extra oomph out of the set. Because like the let's just say the total work output I could do in a set, if I limit myself to just putting it down after I couldn't straighten my arm all the way, right? That kind of set versus doing one where at the end of it, I'm swinging out some extra fucking partials. Which one do you think is fucking doing more work? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not going to be able to make gains doing a set like that with perfect form, slow and controlled, but that's just not my style, all the time at least. So with any single arm movement, I was just responding to a comment about this. The dude was like, if you're training to failure on one arm at a time, right, you're doing a single-sided movement, aren't you going to build up imbalances? And I was like, I literally responded, oh, good question, comma. So whenever I do a single-sided movement, if whatever muscle you're training is like 1-to-1 the same fucking size and strength, then you're good. You'll probably do the same amount of reps on each arm. But for me, my left tricep is a bit ahead of the right one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the right arm first, right? Go fucking hard, get as many reps as whatever. Like let's say I get 15 reps, and that's when I call the set. When I move on to the left arm, maybe I could get 17. Maybe I could get 20. But I'm still going to call it at 15 so the right one can catch up, if you follow my logic. I've said this a couple times before, but let's just throw this shit around. Okay, that feels good. I just did a little bit of a feeler, like just one rep. The full stack feels pretty fucking heavy right now. Honestly, it feels like the perfect amount of weight in the sense that, like, it's a lot, but I'll be able to do a set of like 10-ish reps. And if I'm really squeezing hard, it's going to be a hard set. That's how most of them should be. Honestly, I don't mind doing sets where I break into like the 20 rep range later on in the lift when I'm really focusing on blood flow. I'm trying to get a fucking gnarly pump. I'm trying to finish that off. That's almost like after the first half of the lift when I'm trying to do my heavy stuff. The whole goal of the pump, the whole goal of the lift is to get that fucking pump, because I find it correlates to the quality of your workout and your preparation. If you're well hydrated and well fed, you probably have a good pump. If you train hard, you're probably gonna have a good pump. And if one of those two things is missing, and in the worst case scenario, both of them are missing, then you're fucked. But whatever. Plan here, just a straight set, shoulder-ish width grip. I'm gonna squeeze hard at the bottom and finish the set off with some partials. I'll probably do a couple of these. Let's go check the freaking pump, dude. Triceps is done. All right, exposure slightly turned down. Let's see what we're working with. So just sitting here and squeezing and flexing my fucking triceps, I can tell some work was clearly fucking done. So let's see if that also translates visually. Trick question. Well, I guess, yeah. Will it translate visually? Trick question, I already fucking know. They're gonna look freaky as fuck. If I can even get this fucker off. There we go. Oh yeah. I am not inclined to complain about that. Oof. Oof. Very nice. They're just fucking poking out the side of the arms, goddammit. Yeah, see? This is what I fucking want. Right here. Just, you see how my fucking triceps are just sort of bulging outward, extra sideways like this? For me, my triceps are lacking in a proportionality context to the rest of me. So if my triceps could be this big cold, that is what I want. So I definitely need some tricep, I gotta play catch up with the triceps a bit. Because like, you know, the biceps look pretty fucking proportional right now. Even though the triceps are pumped. Well, and the biceps could be a little bigger as well. This is sort of what I'm referencing when I talk about how my shoulders are overpowering my arms. Like this shoulder cap is peeking up higher than the arm. For me, I kind of want it to be at least the same height. Right? If you kind of think about how the arm looks, you sort of have this ball of muscle in here, right? Like here's the upper round section, here's the bottom. I want that to look the same roundness as my shoulder. So for me, shoulders just happen to be a bit like overpowered. So the arms need to catch up. That's why I don't do shoulders that much. Like I do them every so often just to do them, you know, make sure they don't get too unused. But I mean, you know, come on. Relative to the arms, the shoulders are good. But that's enough of triceps. Let me think. What else is there to even? Do I want to do forearms? Uh, yeah, yeah. Let's move on to some forearms. So get a good look now. These are forearms unpumped. The unpumped forearm. We're going to come back and compare to this. So burn this image in your mind. Let's go pump them up. So when it comes to forearm training in a hypertrophy context, in a muscle building context, my approach has always been just two kinds of movements. I'll get into that in a second. But I guess a little bit of forearm training background. I used to train forearms every day. Well, every arm day. So pretty much what I would do was I would do my tricep workout first. So all 11 sets of triceps. And then when I would do biceps, in between every set of biceps, I would do these two movements. Well, what I do is I do one for the back of the forearm, like these funky little things back here, like all this, if the lighting's good enough to see it. So that's the back of your forearm, right? That's where you're going from here to here. And then, obviously, the opposite of that is this meaty part of your forearm, the bigger, stronger one. That's when you're going like this. So my go-to movements, well, you can do a couple, but these are the basic ones that I end up using the most whenever I do forearms. So the first part for the back of the forearm is I'll sit on a bench. I'll grab something light, like this is just a 20. I could even get away with a 10 because the back of your forearm really doesn't need that much weight. And honestly, if you've never done these before, even the 10 might kind of give you some wrist discomfort just because you're not used to this sort of work. So don't even feel like a chump using 5 pounds. I'm not even joking. And you just sit down on the bench, put your forearm over your knee like this, and just one arm at a time, pump out some reps until it burns. You know, I'm not concerned with the weight. I guess a little since I'm doing a 20, but it's really just about getting a fucking burning sensation. So I'd probably sit here, do 20 reps on each side, and then move on. So the other movement is going to be very similar on the fucking same bench, but what I'll do is I'll grab a much heavier dumbbell, like probably more like a 50 or something, and I'll hang it off the bench like this. And same logic, I'm not doing like slow reps and like holding a contraction. I'm really just fucking pumping up the back of the forearm. Or is this the front of the forearm? You get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna do 8, but I'm only gonna show 1 of each just because it's kind of arbitrary. I mean, all those sets of triceps they were different. I was doing different movements. I don't think there's a point in showing 8 sets of these, but I'll do one of these backhands, show you, and then move on to one of the underhands like this with the dumbbell hanging off the bench. And then at the end, we can check the forearm pump and maybe go back to the tricep pump at the end and see the comparison of the forearms unpumped versus pumped. Okay. Whew. So I'm gonna sit here for 7 more, play around on my phone in between sets, and then we can cut to the the other movement. You miss me? Well, I guess for you there was no time gap, but for me it's been like 20 minutes. I was kind of taking my time, but right now the back of my fucking forearms are fully pumped. Like, it's difficult for me to like straighten my fingers and like pull my hands backwards. Like, this is as far as they go without like bending my fingers. So this whole back section is all fucking pumped up. Fucking it. Oh, that should look pretty freaky. Yeah, it's a very neglected muscle, I would say. If anybody does train forearms, when I see it in the gym, they're always doing stuff like this. I just showed a video where I was doing basically straight bar on a cable stack, reach up here, grab it, and just do little curls. I like that a lot. Or with a single D handle on the cables, you can really squeeze pretty hard. But I'm just gonna sit here today. I got the 55s, well, a 55. I'm just gonna fucking hang it off the side, pump out. I don't know, maybe 10, 20, however much I can until I feel like, okay, I gotta stop. And then I'm just gonna do this fucking 7 more times. And at the end, forearms will be freakily pumped. Even with just one exercise. There's no need to overcomplicate this shit. Well, I guess there kind of is a need depending on the muscle group. Like, I would not want to do only one exercise for every chest day or only one exercise for back. Because, I mean, let's say back, obviously I want to work my lats hard and my traps and my mid back. But, simple-ish muscles, like when I do calves, all I do is I sit down on the seated calf machine, 20 reps one leg, 20 reps the next leg, sit down, scroll TikTok. 1 minute passes, do it again. I don't really scroll on my phone too much when I'm doing like my real hard, intense sets. But sets like those, kind of neglected muscles, like for me, forearms, well, honestly, forearms and calves get worked every so often. But these sets are not like, I don't need to get hyped up to do these. I just need to do them, get my pump, and I'm going to get fucking results. Now, if you've got a real lagging muscle group, you're going to want to train that one with the most intensity out of everything. So I was going way, like, my effort level was much higher on triceps. Before each set, I'm really getting hyped up. Okay, come on. Oh, these forearms, I'm really just trying to get a pump and do some damage. But if your forearms are really lacking, then fucking hit them as hard as possible. Get hyped up. Fucking sniff some smelling salts before each set. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. Even after just one, I'm fucking burning. Okay. So that is all the forearm workout is going to consist of. It was just, I actually did 10 of these little backwards ones, but I'm going to do 8 of these curls. And same thing, every set is going to look exactly like that. Just going to sit here, 20-ish reps, get a good burn, put it down, wait a minute until I feel like I can do it again, and then do it. So let's cut to the pump. All right, slight change of plans actually. Instead of doing all 8 sets of the forearm curls with the dumbbells, I'm gonna come over here and do some single arm cable. So I'm just gonna grab up here, sort of lock my arm on my side, and just take my fucking hand from here to here. And you don't even need to have a fucking mind muscle connection. just by doing that, I can guarantee you're gonna feel your forearm just fucking light on fire. Go as heavy as you can, and I got 3 more sets left. So I'll cut to the pump after this one. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's cut to the pump, but I got 2 more. Forearms are fully fucking pumped. Let's ditch the fucking... Let's get a better look at them. Oops. So what do you think? Are they bigger than a second ago? They feel tighter, but... yeah. There's definitely something going on in there, for sure. Ooh. A little bit of vascularity as well. So, oh yeah, fucking... Ooh. Now it's like hard to straighten my fingers completely. Because you gotta think, these muscles down here, that's working your grip, squeezing, for them to be fully pumped, it's gonna be hard to fucking fully extend your hand. So, I'm pretty pleased with that. I knew I was gonna be able to get a good forearm pump, but still, it's nice every so often. I definitely think my forearms are not my weak point, for sure. I'd rather have bigger upper arms, but same with shoulders. Even though they're kind of ahead of the game, I still hit them. Honestly, I think I'm going to start getting bigger forearms because you can kind of get a weird look. I guess you probably don't have to. This is more of like a niche, huge dude demographic to the point where their upper forearm up here, like the part of your forearm that gets worse when you do reverse curls, like you see this thing right up here. If this gets too big, your arm will start to develop a weird look where rather than kind of having your forearm like hang down here, it just gets a little bit too thick in this upper region. I don't know, I just don't think it looks that good. But having a massive, this portion that's actually like, pulling your hand inward. What is that? Flexion. I don't know what part of the forearm it is. That's pretty cool. That makes you look kind of brawny, especially in just a normal t-shirt. So I'm thinking the plan now is just fucking... Oh, that's a pretty freaky crucifix. But now let's get in the fucking car, slam the cluster reduction shake, and go the F home. There we go. I have been fucking scrolling TikTok for like fucking 30 minutes. Oh my god, I just got out of the trance. I already fucking slammed the cluster reduction shake. You didn't even get to see it. So, time to go home. Time to go freaking home. What is the plan? Oh my, I don't even want to say what time it is right now. Jesus. I've got a ribeye I got from Kroger last night. That's going salt, pepper, olive oil in a hot pan. I'd say probably 2 minutes on each side first, and then flip every minute. It's probably about right. I'd throw some garlic on there if I had any, but I just moved into the fucking apartment like 2 nights ago, so I didn't fully stock the kitchen when I did my Kroger trip. But speaking of eating, I'll do another full day of eating, Sam Sulik style. So I'll just go through everything I fucking eat. Honestly, oh no, I can't. I'm driving home tomorrow. I'm going to get some shit I forgot. Next couple of days. Maybe I've got more credibility when I say that because one has already been done with the, with the hostile guys. But yeah, so before the bulk ends, full day of eating again. I'll get some clips of me diving on Saturday. I'm kind of excited to do a little bit of a pool trip. That'll be fun. I know I can still do some fucking flips because I just did some like a month ago at the public pool, but I was there with my brother. I didn't want to record it though. But fuck. Plan tomorrow is going to be cardio in the morning after breakfast. Eat a couple more meals, probably take a nap, and then go do legs. So we're back on the normal split of legs, chest, back, arms. Uh, Apparently it wasn't broke, so no need to fix it. But full on leg day, hamstrings first and then quads. Still gonna be a fucking freaky pump. No squats though. I think I'm gonna delay. Well, I'll tell you this. I don't think I'm gonna do heavy squats. Upwards of 4 plates and above until the next bulk. So in a dieting context for me, squats. So just in general, squats are borderline difficult. The reason why I don't do deadlifts is because you're working a ton of glutes, you're working your lower back, you're working your hamstrings at once, and sure, you're working your lats and your traps and pretty much your whole back. But the movement itself is so taxing that I just find it to be unnecessary. Like, if I do back, I just hit hamstrings 2 days before. I don't want to re I don't want to reignite my hamstrings by doing heavy deadlifts. It just doesn't make sense. Bodybuilding is all about isolation. When I go in and I have an arm day, that means I want to just kill triceps and then destroy biceps, and that's it. When I have a back day, all I want to work is my lats and my traps and my rhomboids and whatever else is going on in there. I don't need to work anything else. So when I'm full of food, totally carved up, extra strong, I do like squats as an opener to quads, purely because I feel it builds a considerable amount of strength. Not that that's the goal, but having stronger quads means you're going to be able to lift more weights on like leg extensions and other movements. And it's just, I think, a pretty solid quad builder. But when I'm dieting, my main goal is, again, the isolation. And I don't need to be doing seriously heavy squats. Even though I still, I don't lose a ton of strength when I diet. I'm definitely weaker than in a fully bulked, fed state. But there's just no need for me to squat when the name of the game when dieting is muscle maintenance. You do not build muscle when you're dieting, when you're eating in a calorie deficit. So your training should be to fucking hit each muscle twice a week-ish, hard as fuck, in a relative sense, like intensity-wise. But you don't need so much insane weight. Or, well, I guess I'm not saying that for you specifically. I'm saying that to me, that's kind of how I go about it. So when I do legs in a dieting context, hamstrings is about the same. Hamstring curls, some RDLs on occasion, seated and laying hamstring curls, I mean. But quads is pretty much just this fucking mainly leg extension and some sissy squats. I fucking love leg extensions. But, what was I even about to start talking about? I just went on a weird ass tangent. I don't remember. So tomorrow, cardio, food, more food, then a leg day. That's pretty much all I got to say. I will tell you this though, if you, so I would take this into consideration. Well, maybe not into consideration. I'm just trying to point this out as like a little bit of discussion. But what state of gym do you prefer? I'm kind of asking that to myself to answer and talk about it. For me, it kind of depends, because there's benefits and drawbacks to all sorts of different states of the gym. Like if it's packed, seriously packed, not ideal. You gotta wait for shit. No fun. No freaking fun. I'd say probably my ideal gym is gonna be moderately packed. No. Let's just say normal populace. There's dudes floating around that I know and I like, and I'm shooting some shit in between sets. but I don't really have to wait for machines. That's that's probably my ideal gym. But I don't mind lifting in an empty gym either. With now that I've been recording these videos, I'm a little bit spoiled because even when it's an empty gym, I'm still fucking talking to you guys. Whether or not that's whether or not psychologically that's a good thing or not, I can't say for sure. But yeah, it's not I've always got people watching, so in a sense, I've got it a little bit easier than you. Because if you go to the gym and it's dead, there's nobody fucking in there to watch you push yourself. I could see how that could be a bit discouraging. Even in high school for me, when I was well, I guess I'm still technically living at home, but when I was home all the time during school, I had a little weight. Well, I still do have a little weight room in the basement. And let's say for whatever reason that day I procrastinated, I was busy doing homework that I put off, or I just had some shit to do, and I hadn't lifted yet. Let's say I had a shit ton of, let's say I had a huge essay due the next morning, and of course I hadn't started it till like 8 o'clock. Let's say I finished that at like 11, 12. I still haven't hit chest. But for me, I think I've just got some kind of switch in my mind with the lifting, some kind of extreme obsession. But I've said this before. I've got old texts from my dad when I was in high school telling me to stop banging the weights around because I was lifting at like 2 on a school night. Now, whether or not that was the best use of my time, it could be up for discussion. Because let's think, would I have been better off getting a full night's rest and just sleeping from midnight to 6 instead of doing a workout and then cutting my sleep? I think probably I think that's probably not the best case scenario. I probably would have been better off uh, just like you know resting, eating some food, getting some rest for the next day, so I can have a good lift then. But I've made it. I feel like I've said this exact point before. In a mental toughness, fucking fortitude kind of way, I think doing the lifts back then like that, uh, I don't know. I just felt the need to do it. I'm really trying to scoop out all sorts of thoughts from my brain right now to come up with something to talk about. But honestly, I'm fucking tired. So I'm gonna go home, eat, take all my vitamins and shit. When it comes to vitamins, I would recommend you gotta. Well, I don't even just look up. Just fucking literally just look up best vitamins for muscle growth, and make sure you hit them all. So if you get a men's multivitamin, that's probably going to hit most if not all of them for you. And you can even get it as a little gummy, so you can have a treat before bed. But I'd say the multivitamin and a couple grams of fish oil, it's going to be good for you. I can definitely tell when I do the fish oil, my joints feel a little bit better. Mainly my knees. My knees will get a little bit stiffer if I haven't done the fish oil for a while, or if I run out and then I forget to go get it. Um, that could be placebo, but a placebo is a strong thing. So, I've said this for the fucking 100th time. Home, food, bed, cardio in the morning. Hopefully you're doing the cardio as well. So I will fucking see you next time.